What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Lyle's Movie Files. Joining me as always, it's little brother Jace, Bro Shot. This time you're back home. How are you
Yeah,
tonight?
doing well. No surprises, jump over to the other studio. Working from the home studio today, but it's a good day. It's Wednesday. That's it. Thanos.
Nice.
I'm starting to think Thanos was right, but different topic.
Everything else is going well?
Going well, doing good. You know, that's it.
Excellent.
It's Wednesday. The week's almost over. Good time.
It's been an interesting week. We have
Mm.
lost two major entertainment icons in consecutive days. And this was after a week of losing two notable celebrities last week.
Yeah.
And she's like, boy, this is a rough trend. Dolly Parton and the tributes flooding in for her. And it's funny because, I knew a decent amount about her. It's like, hey, she's cool. She's verified cool.
Mm.
And hearing all these other stories, like, man, she was beyond verified cool. She was just an exceptional human being. And 9 to 5, of course, was one of those early movies where it was like, hey, this isn't our normal kind of movie. But oh man, it was so much fun.
That was fun.
And you can't start that song hearing it in your head without going all the way through to at least one or two rounds of the chorus.
I
And
mean, come on.
really funny movie. And I think one of the best get back films to this day, where it's like, this jerk really has it coming. And they just did a great job with it. So definitely a standout character, standout person.
Mm.
And showed up on the Muppet Show, and a lot of clips on Twitter have been circulating with her on 106 in Park. It's like, yes, she was just all around. And then Eminem sharing a letter that she sent him after being inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and her congratulating 3 6 Mafia for their Academy Award win for bringing it back to Tennessee. It's
Wow.
like, she's just all around, just awesome. So definitely a big loss. And then today, I mean, geez, Tim Curry. I'm trying to think what would be your favorite Tim Curry
Ah man,
role.
mine's is always gonna be Clue. I mean, Pennywise scared the hell out of me, but man, Clue, that is one of the I thought that was one of the funnest movies I probably seen in my life because I saw the home video where it had all the endings, and then you go like, oh that makes sense, oh that makes sense, oh that's what happened, oh that's cool, and then and then years later you hear, yeah, in the theater you didn't know exactly what ending you were gonna get. I'm like, oh that's even cooler. Like, so you would be comparing those, like, oh, did you think so and so did? No, so and so did it. I'm like, that was really fun. But I mean, yeah, Tim Curry had some great performances, and like I said, Dolly Parton, it's like one of lost a good person, like all around good people. That's the world. That's the stuff the world really can't afford to lose. But we got a soldier on. So
Yeah, so just a whole bunch. Let's get into the chat here. Snake Eyes, howdy partner. How are you tonight? Jamlin. So we're gonna keep Jamlin Parks. What's up? So we're gonna keep up with discussing Lanterns Weekly. Yes, that is my full intent. Simply because of the time it comes out and I'm invested in the show. That's basically it. But also it's Sunday. Airing definitely helps. I was behind on House of the Dragons. I am not anymore. I'm caught up. So yay me. Just in time for it to be gone for a while. But yeah, we'll
well,
see.
I will ask you because I know originally you kind of meant to House of Dragons. After watching season 2 and 3, what should been your overall thoughts of the show?
We need a family tree so I can be appropriately weirded out.
Don't do that. This I don't. I mean, I kind of mean if you want to get technical, that's what the European royal families really are too. But it just wasn't that dang close. But yeah, yeah, not the best when it comes to that lineage. But all the other intrigue is kind of all right. This has been fun. But who's been your favorite character so far?
Um, I can tell you it's not Rainera.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's so funny because through my catching up with stuff, reading commentary and things and people being upset with Rhaenyra's portrayal. I'm like, she is Daenerys's great, whatever. And it's kind of like it's in the blood. You know,
Run straight up. I mean, it kind of Joffrey kind of. I mean, Joffrey tells her whole story. It's, yeah, she was wild. I mean, but also that's basically the whole Targaryens, since they kind of wild out. Like, so
indeed.
Yeah, but
King Collector's here. The king is in the building. What's up, y'all? What's up, royalty? How are you?
What it is?
Blake Tartley. Jace, what's the chief? What's up, movie followers? Just yeah, I sent the link out to all the fellas, so we'll see if anybody pops up. Like Michael Solis. What's up, guys? What's up? Jalen, the brothers Lyles are in the building. What's up, guys? Chilling. Yeah. Don't forget about the cheerleader. She was last week. And it's just been so much. Did you see on Twitter? Did I send it to you? The Heroes cast actually reunited to do a celebration of her.
Yeah, I saw it on what I think his name is John Solis. The one who they called on the show the Haitian.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it on his page. It popped up. I'm like, that was cool because I mean that tells you you had a pretty good, a good show that people actually cared enough to reunite and actually kind of a family environment to, more one of their own. So that's cool. I mean, even in the sad tragedy, you can get folks back to remembering the good old days.
Yeah. His Twitter handle's Haitian Hero, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to pull it up because I actually saved the link just because I thought it was so cool. But here it is for those of you all who did not see it. It's really cool. And I, of course, needed to go look back to see who all was there. Nathan's in the top right. And I was like, oh, yeah, he wouldn't have his dark black hair now. And you can see Hero, of course. He's the one. It's like, Then there's Greg Gunberg, the police officer, and I'm blanking on his name in the show now.
I see Michael.
Here he is, right here. He's bald now. And funny, the Haitian Hero, no different. I mean, he's the one. It's like Claire's dad, no problem identifying. We got Siler in the background, slicing foreheads. I can't make out who this was there, but it's pretty neat seeing so much of the cast and crew come out and celebrate and recognize her. Very cool. And I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so his hair is not.
Yeah, he's still probably dying in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Maybe. I mean, it's been a second, so maybe he wasn't dying at that point. But very cool. Some people were like, "Where's Milo?" I'm like, well, maybe you don't need to know some of the stuff you may not know.
It's kind of it was interesting when they were doing the celebration. I'm like, wait, never mind. I think I remember why I'm not supposed to ask those questions, and that's probably for the best.
No, Ali Larder, she's too Hollywood to show up. Apparently,
I mean, is she filming?
Anytime I can.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I'm still always salty on her for getting my man fired.
Yeah. Sir Green Lantern, Rick Cage, Esquire. Greetings, captains, and salutations. And brightest day and blackest night, beware my power to press the light. That's pretty good. I like that one.
Nice.
Mark A. Hey, what's up, guys? You're here. We are here. Hello, by the way. Jalen, Dolly Parton is one of my favorite celebrities ever. Yeah, it's really hard for her not to be on that list. She was just amazing all around. And somebody who was, I could talk about how awesome I am 24/7, or I could just be awesome and have other people do it for me while I do awesome things to help out other people. Yeah. Austin Wallace is here. Hello, all. What's up, man? Scary Movie 2.
Was she in that?
Maybe Tim Curry. Don't forget Dr. Frankenfurter.
That's Tim Curry. Yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to think. There was another one he was. I mean,
it's funny to hear y'all didn't know much about Dolly till now. Not true. I knew enough that I liked her. I guess it just depends on where you're from. Sure.
because they always Dolly was always, if you followed politics, she was always doing the nice, good things. Like, hey, I'm going to donate a whole lot of books. I'm doing these things. Not, hey, look at me taking a picture. It's just, I got a checkbook. I'm using it, my money for the good stuff, and I'll put a good word in the world. So
Lawson, I met Dolly Parton when I was 11. She just bought Silver Dollar City and it hadn't been renamed Dollywood yet. She walked over to me and my friends at the amusement park. Super nice.
that's cool.
Jamlin Curry's scariest role for me was The Darkness in Legend.
That was a scary movie.
Lawson says Dolly didn't seem like the celebrity I remember, looked like one, had the personality, but just seemed so genuine and legit. A real person, real nice person. Nice. Mark A. I was amazed to hear the whole Dolly Buffy connection. I did not know that either. Like Lucy in Star Trek back in the day. Well, now help me out. What's the Lucy and Star Trek connection?
Yeah, actually, I don't know that one.
Henry G. Good evening, fellas. Movie followers. What's up? Are you having an exquisite, radiant, beautiful, spectacular day, Henry G? Let us know. King Collector, in the early days, you could bump into her at Dollywood. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Very cool. Matt Parkman, thank you. He's always Parkman to me when I see him. Yeah, see, it's funny because after Heroes, I would see him in so much stuff where it was just like, yeah, that's Greg Grunberg. And he just popped up in Star Wars, Force Awakens, and he just all over.
Parkman, yeah.
Lawson says, when Dolly spoke with us 11-year-old, she actually said, I apologize for not having my official signs up yet. Apparently, it takes time for these things, but I sure hope you still enjoy our part. She was like with 6 other people, but didn't have to talk with us at all, but just made a beeline right to us. That's very cool. The Lord of Darkness is Dr. Frankenfurter. Jalen, oh man, you got to look that story up. We wouldn't have Star Trek without Desilu. Are you looking it up now, bro?
No, I was looking. There was a role Tim Curry was in beside, Justice League, but I was trying to remember the other one I really liked him in. Oh, I can't remember what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, that was simple. According to the Star Trek official site, she's the reason it made it to TV, using her position as the head of Desilu to greenlight and financially back this series.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I would think every Star Wars cast member would be like, we have Dolly to think. We are pop icons because of Dolly. And she's given us so many stories and actually have, generations of storytelling to go because Dolly Parton made this happen. Like, wow, that's huge. That's one of those things when you don't understand somebody's effect, and then you're just like, wow, that the ripple effect there is huge.
Indeed, a true butterfly effect. Jamlin says a little 6 degrees of separation for you. Dolly got started on an episode of Nashville starring Hayden, and Hayden and Tim Curry did voices on Scooby Doo together. Yeah. Which voices did she do? She has so many connections with people. It's wild. So, to further, in case you did not know the rest of this, Lucy in Star Trek, NBC rejected the first pilot episode, and most studio executives and board members wanted to drop the expensive and unusual project. But Lucille Ball intervened against the hesitation of her own board, overruling doubts and approved funding for a second pilot, Where No Man Has Gone Before. That was the one that sold NBC on the series. Because other studios and networks had already passed on the concept, her executive support is widely credited with saving the franchise.
Jeez. That is crazy.
Quite. Now, speaking of Star Trek going where no man has gone beyond, or
before
something like that, Star Wars fan here. Very casual Star Trek fan. What did you think of this week's episode of Lanterns?
Okay. This week's episode of Lantern, as I said, once again, within 5 minutes, hey, let's see if we can prove we deserve to be on HBO. F. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, bring it down. I thought, getting a little better understanding of Jon Stewart. Actually, this was a more understanding of Hal Jordan. It was I thought that was very interesting, and kind of seeing where his head is in this series. That's been interesting. I'm I'm wondering how next week is going to be. I mean, but I thought it was a good episode. I don't have too much detail. I'm sure I'd be able to bounce off you, but I forgot a little bit about it.
No notes. So this one, Hal wakes John up, get up, the bucket of, I'm assuming, cold water. He forgot to record it for the ALS challenge, but John got up and told him, "Go fly and get my lantern." And John's like, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." And that was pretty interesting because he's so serious. And we had a little bit of a Thor with Mjolnir and Captain America where it looked like something was about to happen. Excuse me, Hal backed up for a little bit, like, "Oh, you're about to do this thing? Show me up." But he didn't. And he was like, "Yeah, here, I got to take it for you. Why don't you make use this bird construct that you've come up with and go fly away using this ticket I got you." And he's like, "Bring the construct back." And so that was just his little sidekick for the whole episode, this bird construct. I heard it was one of the most expensive CGI effects this year. Apparently, every second with the bird costs HBO 25 million. True story.
Jeff, I'm hoping you're joking.
I'm lying.
Ah,
I'm absolutely lying.
because you could actually have an oar around him when he was flying. That would have been cheaper.
And Jamelin's right there with you, Jace. John said the F bomb about 5 times in the first 3 minutes. Yeah. It's a bit. It's a lot excessive. It's not a bit. It's one of those things where they don't have to, and it's not at all necessary. Telling the story, it's like we get it. Maybe if they limited themselves to 2, they would like, all right, where will it have the most impact? Because I feel like just being able to say it whenever they want is making it kind of goofy, like a little kid who just learned it.
They very much sound like a 12-year-old. Like, ooh, I know what that means. Let me say it. I'm cool. I mean, adults don't do that.
Yeah. So he heads out. Hal, meanwhile, he's figured out a few more things. He's gonna go find the aliens, and keeps realizing that the town of Rushville is a little bit weird, and things are not at all what it seems. So he crashes the town hall. Y'all talking about me? And that's funny because it was like this brazen attempt to have them all pay attention to him and then ignore him and tell him to beat it. And he's like, "Great, y'all have all seen me. And now that you've officially told me to kick rocks, I'm going to go investigate." And he goes and finds the alien bodies and forgets somehow to magic up some pants for him. I felt kind of weird having to tell him to put some pants on, but he didn't do that. So we got full bucktail nude aliens running around in the episode, and he's dragging them around, takes them over to the stadium. It wasn't quite clear why he thought that was the way to go, but then he found an alien detector in the stadium, through the gates. And I was like, "What's that about?" So then he goes to Macon's spot, and while he's doing that, John is traveling off to Hal's mansion, and Hal's living the good life, as Kanye and T-Pain once said, and just absolutely, he has no decoration. It's
it very much shows a man who has the trappings of wealth, but is devoid of actually living there and enjoying it. There isn't any wild parties. Pictures are on the floor. They're not even hung up. It's just I got him. I don't know where to put him. I mean, it's definitely he's over the good life he should be having based on whatever salary he's pulling down as a Green Lantern.
As a Green Lantern, as a guy with a lot of means, all you really need is $140. More on that later. So yeah, absolutely. So John does a little investigating and finds Hal's collection of Green Lantern outfits, which I just felt like it was here you all. Here's the teeniest, tiniest bone. Get lost. There you go. We got your little costumes for you. Look, here's one a little bit more Silver Age, and here's one a bit more Bronze Age, and then here's the modern one we're going with for our show. Now shut up. I'm like, I'm going to talk louder. I want to see full costumes. A whole episode, nothing but costumes. Don't give me this whole and look, see, it's a comic book show. I
Yeah,
want all the comic. I want the flavor country of a comic book show.
they're giving
And
you this is True Detective with a sprinkle of superhero. Deal with it. Like
yeah,
we're not giving you any costumes or anything. They're just hanging up because he's over it. I mean,
but I also thought it was very interesting that he had multiple costumes. Like that was like, isn't he making it from his ring and
well,
all this stuff? To I mean, like why did he have him hanging up?
I
Didn't
mean,
feel very Hal Jordan.
technically, I would think they're all. He could just dry clean them up when he's done with them. But I don't think the Lantern's gonna. Hey, Hal, we're gonna send you the next outfit. It should be there now. All right, see.
Right. It's like, hey, Hal, here's the 2016 model. Like, and don't forget the home rush versions. Never fully committed to the idea of superhero. I know
Oh
this, and it's
no.
like, but it's weird. I have all kinds of aesthetic issues with the show, but the mystery and the whole rollout of the story is keeping me invested. So John and his Green Wing, as Rick Cage stated, we'll go along with Green Wing,
Yeah.
because I do get it. I understood that reference. Goes into the vault of space and time, the final frontier, and finds the lantern. I don't understand how that would have happened if it's basically a nebulous black hole where he's just reaching into. Oh,
It's a
look, here's a lantern.
pocket dimension. He just it calls to people with Green Lantern powers. Yeah.
Sure. And then I thought the bird was gone. Through most of the episode, I thought the bird was going to be just crushed, taken out for the most ridiculous thing. And then I was going to be like, I cannot believe I got so invested in a green construct bird as opposed to a yellow construct bird, but the construct bird. And so he gets the lantern, and before he can leave, he forgets to wash his six, which I feel is a little bit odd for a guy who's been in the military to not be aware of his surroundings, especially as a black man going into a mansion and not going like, yo, I'm putting this stone back that belonged here that the owner told me was here. I am leaving. Only have this one thing in my hand. I was told to get everybody, including you watching me on the ring. Not this ring, but the other ring. Yeah. So that was a little weird. He got knocked out, but of course, it had to keep the story moving. And he gets kidnapped by some not so human characters, which he realizes once he starts trying to break himself free while they're in the van. Now, this was the one stupid part of this episode. So John gets out of the van and finds himself on the highway. And like most people, including Rick and Stark, John just runs straight into traffic. All right, dude, you're in the highway. Go off the road. Let's make a left right here. Like he's dodging, bobbing. We're like, what are you doing? Just simply get off the highway.
No. Rickon would have run straight through and actually at least he's like to and then he moves a little bit like so it actually the cars can create a little diversion for him, but not
I feel like that was a dumb risk. Like you could get hit by a car that's going twice, 3 times as fast as you, even though you've got your Tom Cruise run going. And I'm like, no way. Get out the road. Get out of the way.
Nobody was using cell phones in 2016, Jeff. I mean, no one's going to be distracted about the black man running in the middle of the street.
I mean, anybody running in the middle of the street, in the highway, not the street.
I'm not looking for people on the highway. I'm doing exactly what the speed limit is.
Yeah, nobody does that on the highway. Yeah, no one. And I mean, distracted drivers. I'm like, this is a needless risk. And this isn't even just being fearless. This is being stupid. And I feel like I've talked about this too long. But anyway, he gets hit by a car. Shocker. And it's more of the aliens. And this time he gets yoked up by the guy, the head of the studio of Entourage. And he's like, let's talk. And it's an alien, part of the same crew that got killed off at Rushville. So we're connecting our story, which was really great because other shows will go like 5 or 6 episodes before they start connecting stuff where it's like, oh, this worthless scene from episode 1 actually did have a purpose. So I really like that it's like, nope, here, this is directly tied to something else you already saw. And the leader, Enon, I believe is how you pronounce his name, he's like, yo, we're aliens, and another Green Lantern took one of these manhunters, and it's like, ooh, there's that name again, and brings a manhunter to Rushville, and then he kills him basically. And Hal and John compare notes and get that too. And the manhunter could be all over, could be anyone. It's doing its job before the Green Lanterns, and it's trying to make sure that no man escapes. But it could be anyone or anybody in Rushville. And I love that because it sets up anyone could be this alien, this manhunter. Although I kind of wish we had the manhunter rocking a red outfit and then a blue faceplate at the end of an episode, and we still don't know who it is. But maybe
I mean, that's one I'm hoping we do see a design similar to a manhunter or group of manhunters. I mean, later on. Yeah. I mean, it was. I do. Do you think this episode was as good as the premiere?
Yeah, I mean, I'm invested in the show, and
Okay.
I mean, they need to be different because the first episode was showing us different timelines and establishing where they're gonna go, and each episode after that should keep developing that. Maybe they can switch from one timeline to the next. Maybe they just do, here's one episode focusing on 2006. This one's a 2026 episode. So I was fine with that. Rick Cage is calling you out. Oops.
Calling me out? Oh, wait. We're doing Wu-Tang?
If my gosh, there we go. Green eggs and ham. Let me get some green cheese from the moon for all this wine. Want comic costumes? Watch? No, that's the entire point. If I want to watch people in suits, I can watch any other TV show. If you're gonna give me a show based off of comic book characters, put them in costume. You know what I never hear enough people complaining about when they watch a show called The Pit, or any of the doctor shows. Why aren't they in their doctor scrubs? You know why? Because they're in their scrubs.
Well, I mean,
nobody watches a cop show and go, hey, they should be in their outfits. It's a cop show. They're wearing their outfits. Lawyers, they don't sit around in the courtroom in shorts. You know what they're wearing? They're wearing suits because it's a legal show.
They literally have a show called Suits that are all
exactly.
I don't
know why comic book shows have this thing where some percentage of the comic book fans are like, huh? Oh, full nose in the air. No, we finally get the privilege to have our show on TV or movie. We'll just have to go along with all their shortcuts, and no, we can deal with them cutting corners for this presentation. What? That's not even realistic. It's a comic book show. We're talking about aliens. I mean, there is a Venus flytrap in Hal's house, and it's just like, all right, whatever. We don't go, hey, why does he have that? That's alien. Why is there an alien thing in this show about a comic book guy? Shouldn't it just be a simple daisy or cactus? No, we just go, yeah, this is crazy. And all this stuff is wild. That's why the second that X-Men line got her, like, yeah, I actually did want to see spandex. It's a comic book movie. Yeah. Don't shame me for wanting something based off of a comic book based on that. It's like,
I mean, just don't give your audience a double bird for wanting the thing that they are paying money for. I mean, that's what.
Well, they gave us one bird, so we're okay.
I mean, haha. It keeps happening every time. Just like, guys, come on. I mean, are we ever going to see Jon Stewart in the costume? I've seen more of Guy Gardner in previews in the costume than I've seen of these guys in costume.
Like, no, why? Because Guy Gardner wore his costume throughout.
Because again, they're going to have to do some heavy lifting to me to get over the, hey, he's jaded on being on Earth with a ring that can do anything. Years, I mean, because they did the timeline before Superman came there. And Hal Jordan is doing everything, which he could have put on a daggone mask and had a regular life, and then so everyone wasn't coming down knocking his door. Hey, Hal, can you handle this situation? But Hal decided he wanted to tell everybody. Um, I don't think that was a prerequisite from the Guardian saying, "Hey, you don't have to have an identity. You can, but we just want to make sure your world doesn't destroy itself." Easy stuff. But I mean, they gave them a timeline. You do your thing, but they're just like, "Hey, we're going to make it as bored as being a superhero as possible." And I just think right now I'm still thinking that's not a great idea.
Also says the two main characters in their interactions wow me far more than the plot so far. I enjoy their interaction as well.
Yeah.
Why is it that nobody in movies thinks to run to the side of the highway? I don't know. Excuse me. It's just
Trinity did.
weird to me. There are no cars to the side. And Jalen says, I actually like the freeway scene. I like how it was shot. It was shot really well. Excuse me. And I didn't expect them to be on the freeway when the doors open. So that was a surprise. And I thought it was a good action set piece. It was. It was well executed. My only problem with it is, but like most people, they go, oh, shoot, I'm in the highway. Their normal, natural reaction is not, I'm going to keep putting myself in harm's way running to the speeding cars. It's how do I get out of this situation right away?
Yeah. Like if your trunk or your hood was to fly up, you don't think, hey, keep going. You think, I have a corner. I'm going to get it.
My car hood actually did fly up. And you know what I did not do? I'm just going to stay on the road. I'm like, nope. I'm pulling over to the side of the road right away.
Exactly.
True story. Vin Doom. What's up, fellas? And the Brothers Lyles. Lanterns has one more episode and be good for it to keep me watching. And it needs to be good, I'm assuming you're saying.
Yeah. So, well, I'm thinking the teaser or the last scene is trying to do that for people. It's okay. We're first one's okay. The second one's okay. I think I didn't like the second one as much. I think the end of it was kind of to rehook everybody. Like, okay, guys, you see who's here. Now we're gonna get you this bigger universe of Green Lantern versus the True Detective and members only jackets. Like, yeah, that's not gonna work for a long-term strategy.
Ton is a weird name. It's like a pseudonym for a certain Green Lantern or Red Lantern. I don't know why red, green. Called Atrocitus. That would be a real leap. And I mean, now the Red Lanterns, if they start throwing them in there and they've got them all talking calm, I'm going to have some issues as well.
I'm going to have very big, again, I'm always going to say the biggest problem with this is calling the show Lanterns is there are going to be multiple versions of lanterns. Now, if you're saying, hey, we're setting you guys up. We're saying the reason we're not calling it Green Lantern is because all of the lanterns are actually here. And we're going to have Carol and the Sapphire lanterns are going to be here in Mulville somehow. But that wouldn't make sense. We're going to have them all here by the end of the season. And it's going to be a big lantern war going into season 2. Like, if that's the trick you're pulling on me, I'll live with it. But it's got a long way to go.
I feel like you're way out there with that one.
If that's the reason why we didn't want to say, hey, we are calling our show Green Lanterns because we have this bigger plan. Even though every time you hear, was it Damon Lindelof? He sounds like he is just not even wild with the source material. It's, yeah, we're doing this thing, and here's why we're doing it. It's, dude, can you have any wonderment on your own show? Like, get us excited. Like, yeah, this is really fun. We really wanted to do this. It was, yeah, James said we could do whatever, so we're going to do whatever. It's cool. Like, come on. Get me locked in on this show.
All right. Let's see. Jalen says, well said, Jeff. The lanterns don't only have costumes, they literally wear uniforms, as individual as they may be. And of course, my camera is not showing the Green Lanterns on my shelf. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. In the end of the episode, sort of suggested we might see a little bit more, but I'm kind of like, let's not be embarrassed. We're long ago past that point. But if you're going to do it right. Aliens should also look like human beings as often as possible. But I mean, speaking all the way back to where I segued into this, Star Trek didn't apologize for having aliens. It was like, yo, here are aliens. And it was just like, all right, it's weird, but whatever. We're going for it. And they weren't like, we got to make sure that nobody knows these aliens are aliens. And it's just here. We got the Klingons. We got all kinds of wild stuff in here. And you better go along with it or we're going to watch the show. Otherwise, watch anything else.
I mean, hell, what was it? I mean, the fact that Eric Bana was in the last one of the Star Treks, that did not look like Eric Bana. It's you guys, you have to lean in on the source material. He does not look like an intergalactic cop. He looks like a regular dude who has a regular beat. This is again, I'm agree with Vin. I will watch the show I will watch Lanterns for this show, but in the overall, it is not hooking me to the point where I would say this is appointment TV. I mean, even what was it? Let's go back to House of Dragon. House of the Dragon looked like there was something going on, even as crazy it was. But there was this person's backstabbing this person. It's like, oh, okay. But Lanterns is we're world developing on our own world. I mean, that's just stupid.
Absolutely. Let's see. Milestones. I know the Manhunters were a thing, but now they're making me really question if they're semi-related to John Jones. No, they really don't need to be, and that wouldn't be the best way for them to go, especially since they haven't introduced Martian Manhunter himself, and he's way better as the last survivor of his race. It plays in more to the Superman connection. And if you introduce the white Martians, there's even more. So he has his own built-in arch enemies, and he can lead the team. I'm thinking way too far. I doubt we'll see that, but it's something that they could do. Or do they just copy the name? Don't we all want Captain America in his black t-shirt? Listen, Blake, that is my thing, dude. I'm like, I just wish you were rocking a stealth outfit. That was a cool alternate Captain America outfit. Sam could rock the red, white, and blue, but that stealth outfit was one of my favorites. I hope Cap goes back to his blue shield outfit. Yes, absolutely. I want Captain America to show up in jams and a Hawaiian shirt with the shield.
Again, even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they were rocking a costume when they actually were together. Like Daisy was rocking a costume. I won't gripe.
616 Parallel Universe. What's up, Pack Rat? Good times on movie filers. Chuckles Magnum Cap. Dun, 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 dun. Fat Fingers. I meant to say it has one more episode to hook me, or I'm gone.
Come on.
Also, I feel you, Jeff. It's a superhero show. I want to see costumes and more ring effects. Exactly. I mean, we weren't saying why are the people in the Ring of Power not wearing 3-piece suits? Just go with it. In House of the Dragon, same deal.
I mean, it's almost but the funny thing is, when it comes to costume design, they're going to win an Emmy for costumes for Lantern, or at least be nominated. I mean, it's just, I don't know if it's to try and keep the budget in the show cheap, which, again, if that's the case, then don't make the dang on show. If you want to do it on the cheap, there's no reason to do that. Okay. I mean, again, we will talk 9,000 problems with Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds, but they at least remember costumes. And when you got to Oa, again, and I'm gonna spoil this a little bit because it's been teased, but like Oa, I don't want to see a lady looking like a secretary. Lame as hell. I mean, I want to see my little blue aliens, not just something so Jon Stewart's comfortable. Like, no, absolutely not. Do better.
You're really distraught about the show here. Rick Cage says your uniform argument is quite logical. However, Jack Knight and Constantine wear what kind of... This builds up to the time where we all have a Justice Gang costume. So Jack Knight and Constantine don't wear costumes. If they were to wear a goofy outfit for those, I would be like, what are y'all doing? So, and if they wanted to do something, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of us said this way back when the first trailer dropped, DC has plenty of characters. If you don't want to have them in costumes, the Question is a perfect character. Trench coat. All you have to do, mask. And that doesn't even have to be that intricate. It could be a body sock. And just walking and call it a day. And you don't have to have people going, well, that's not comic. Actually, it's super comic accurate. All you have to do is make sure the suit's blue. And we're good.
I
You can do
mean,
that all day.
think if you wanted to do a early show for DC, you could always, I mean, again, if you go with your street level characters, the Question, you can make a giant mystery. I mean, hell, you could make a giant mystery on what Lex Luthor is doing. Hey, I think he's doing something shady in, oh, I cannot, Caracas. That's the fictional place in the Middle East. We could have him do something. We think he's Lex Luthor's doing something shady in Gotham, and the Question has to dig this mystery out. I mean, and you can make your true crime story based on the Question, how he actually unravels the thing. And hey, is there a superhero, a Detective Chimp or something? Oh, that's a different story. I mean, just you could find other things to do versus having lanterns. Lantern needs to be a big budget thing. It can't be going to cheap.
Yeah, that's true. Lawson said that I realize TV budget concerns are often contributing factors why they cop out on costumes, CGI, and alien makeup. But in the early days of a show like Lanterns, when you need to go BIG, if you want to get an audience. And my whole thing is that you don't need to do a show if you're worried about the budget. Just say, we'll save this for a movie. When they announced we're going to do a Lanterns TV show, I was like, why do a movie? That way we don't have this compromise thing of we can only show the ring 30 seconds an episode. Like, what's the point? Just focus on the stuff.
I mean,
you're starting to make that your F word.
Now I'm thinking, just going how in Smallville, there came a point when they were in a big fight. It was costumes. All right, here's when Oliver. Here's where Aquaman, Black Canary, Impulse. They have when it's big fight. They're bringing costumes out. I mean, and that was in the later season. But they were, when you saw them, they were mostly rocking costumes and trying to go take us back to the X-Men days. Just doesn't make sense. It's give us what we actually want. I don't get it.
Let's see. All right. So I think I've caught up to that. So, John, or not John, Hal steps on the Megan's property and he's like, hey, you gonna leave out? My boy's here, I'm gonna shoot you. And because he's still not giving Hal what he wants. He wants to know about his employer and wants to know about this alien fiasco running around in the town and why Macon set up an alien detector in the football field or a stadium. And I guess that makes sense. Everyone should go to the game, to the big game. And so that's kind of interesting. But he's like, your work's done here. Go somewhere else or we're going to shoot you. And Hal's just like, no, they're not going to shoot me. And that was pretty interesting that he does indeed get shot. And, the warning shot is just poop, right through the old shoulder there. And I wrote this in my review where you can find over on
LiveMovieFile.com.
Thank you very much. The sling, I was wondering if that was a little nod, real subtle nod to all you comic book geeks out there like me who are like, oh, Hal had the sling when he was fighting Mongol, helping Superman out, trying to save Coast City. And I was wondering if that was their very slight nod because, we got a Hal with green temples on this show. So I'm wondering if that was their, here's a little Easter egg. Go nuts.
Yeah, they don't like you guys enough to give you Easter eggs.
Probably not. And then Detective Sheriff Carey mentioned that she's a Gotham transplant, which I thought was interesting. That's our first reference of Gotham in this DC Studios universe, right?
No, Superman, they had to exit to Gotham when Gotham was, Metropolis was exploding.
Okay. Thank you. So that was a little nod there. It's interesting. And we did hear Coast City also reference. So for whatever that's worth, it feels like the writers are fluent in comic bookies while they may not be able to go comic book all the way with everything. They're throwing in some references, little nods. John returns and he's still trying to figure out if he's going to help these aliens find the Manhunter. I think that's a nice little quest. I did greatly appreciate when he returned, met back up with Hal. He was like, yo, this is all the stuff that's going down. As opposed to, I'm going to keep this a secret from you because I don't trust you. And I mean, there's some things with TV shows that are just annoying. I was so glad they didn't go that route because, like, please. And it wasn't like you got to tell him, but I'm so glad his first thought was, here's everything that went down with my encounter with the aliens. Yeah, I was like, thank you. Yeah. And then he was like, what's up with the bird? And clearly there's something with the bird because John was like, oh, nothing's up with the bird. And then he just, whoosh, what bird? What are you talking about? And the town also, Rushville, continues to be a little suspect because Hal sees no one is in the hospital. No one is being treated for anything, not even a cough. And the equipment's new. And it really does look like there's a brand new town that just popped up out of nowhere. Now, of course, I'm not trying to jump ahead. I'm not listening to 1,000 podcasts and all their conspiracy theories, but I'm starting to come up with a list of possible suspects for our Manhunter. And the only one that at least at this exact moment, and this doesn't hold a whole lot of water, is Sheriff Carey. Maybe she's been replaced by a Manhunter and we'll see her later. But because of the tease with the 2026 timeline, we know at least she's still around.
I mean, it could be some giant cloaking field over the whole town. They're all aliens. But
we'll see. Well, I mean, maybe the Manhunters have mated and we have like watered down. Now, the Targaryens would not approve, but we have watered down Manhunters.
Pure bloods.
Lawson, I didn't watch Smallville at all. Why? Because Superman didn't wear a costume. Superman without a costume is Clark Kent. I wasn't really interested in a show about Clark Kent. I will say, in fairness to Smallville, he's not set up as Superman, and he's not Superboy in this world. So all the stuff he's doing is just as a well-intended good guy Clark Kent. Of course, it gets a little dicey as the show continues to go on. Hey, let's throw in Aquaman and Cyborg and Impulse and Green Arrow. But, you know, it's what it is at start. I don't read Clark Kent comics either. I do read Superman comics.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that was the policy. That was the good policy. And as the show went on, it was, hey, we're going to have to start stretching this. We're going to have him, you know, wear this black trench coat, which is really cool, like the Return of Superman, but we're not going to go full on there. But everybody else will wear a costume. I mean, and hey, when we are leaving our show, we will do as much as we choose to. Okay, I'm not.
I mean, the Legion of Superheroes showed up and they were wearing costumes.
Yeah, I mean, it was, hey, it was almost a point. Everybody else leaned on to the fact we are in a superhero show. We will have costumes. We will spend that budget. I mean, what sense does it make to chicken out on putting Hal Jordan in any of these three costumes for the whole? I mean, just, hey, this is the thing he rocks and nobody else does because he's special. No, we can't have him. I mean, he's got to be bored with it every which day of his life just to remind you we don't want to do it. Like, no.
Sorry. Really? I thought we'll make it. I don't think it's making because I think he's really trying to figure out what's going on and just get people out of the town for whoever his mysterious benefactor is. So he's the one non-man. He's low on my list of Manhunter suspects. See, but I could understand why you would say that.
I have him high on my list, actually. I think he's trying to, you know, divert suspicion, and he's the actual Manhunter.
I almost feel like that's too easy for this show because they have, you know, in 2 full episodes, have not necessarily done what I've expected them to do. So, I mean, maybe it's his son. But of course, if you run the risk of, hey, it was the chef, the cook at the diner. We've never seen this guy.
Jeff, remember, the son is a star football player after one lesson from Jon Stewart. So it can't be him as the as the Manhunter.
You mean Noah, Noah's busy working on his arc. Lawson says, I was aware of Smallville and what it was about. I wasn't about what it was about. That was my point. I wasn't interested in the show about Clark before he became
Yeah.
Superman. I will say, I was right there with you. And like, come on, Jace, watch this. Superman, I'm here.
No,
Oh,
no.
come on.
I did not watch the
Come
show
on.
until season 3. I got it, unfortunately, in law school, which really was a great thing right before summer, end of first semester. But it was okay, and then Michael Rosenbaum was okay. This is a really good Lex Luthor. I mean, if
Sweet.
I mean that's what really kind of took it over. It's like, oh, this is a much better performance of Lex Luthor, especially after, oh God, what was that? Kevin Spacey. I was like, oh yeah, thank you. This way to go. I mean, but a Bruce Banner actually trying to actually come up with the super soldier serum, action and Thunderbolt Ross, Betty. There's enough pieces around and that would make that interesting to me. But I can see how it might not be for everybody.
I watched Smallville up until around season 8 or so when they had Doomsday. Doomsday season was good.
Yeah. Okay. Doomsday season again, as I always say this, the season premiere of season 8 was so not what I wanted that I was like, you know what? I'm mad. Man, let me watch this supernatural show, man. They look like it's good. It's just good. Oh wow, they got angels and stuff. Yeah, I'm hooked. Never mind. We're all in. 15 seasons later, 11 seasons later. Oh, Supernatural's over. But it starts off slow that season, then it gets really good. And season 9 is the best season of the whole show. Like, hands down. I think the odd seasons are probably the best in Smallville, but 9 is hands down the best one. So you want to revisit that one, you can roll that back up and you might see if I'm right.
All right. Lawson, doubling down or tripling down because I already talked about Hulk. We need a show called Young Punisher, all about the wacky hijinks that made Frank Castle Frank.
Hey man,
that was one last kill. Michael Solis, I watched Smallville and had no idea it was about Superman, so someone told me. Very fair. I had to get Black Canary costume too. So yeah. Anyhow, so John brought Hal's suit along with the lantern, and Hal did a really quick charge. He ran through the oath, and that was kind of fun because it was like, yeah, why make it so in brightest day in black? He'd be like, there you go, charge, womp, I'm solid. I liked his Hal Jordan Millennium his Han Solo Millennium Falcon hack of, oh, there's still some more charge in here, bam, and gets 5% more of a charge out of his ring. I don't know why his ring is running out of power. He's never using it to do anything. He made a dollar bill, y'all, a bottle opener, and a big globe.
Remember, he flew somewhere in that, and the globe took out a lot of power. But I'm thinking you can sit there, talk. You know, this is when you could actually do the debrief, put your hand on the charge, just like, yeah, okay, that's what you saw, John. Wow, you had to deal with a whole bunch of aliens. Oh, you actually were running across the street. 20%? Okay, cool. Tell me more. Like, I mean, again, his being so over the idea of being Green Lantern affects us all.
Yeah. So let's see here. What else is happening here? Rick Cage. Watch the entire series. The fun is looking for all the references to the main DC Comics universe in this TV Dawson's Creek version. I don't know. I thought Smallville was fine as we don't have the budget. We're on the CW. What do you expect? So, given that context, I was like, whatever. This is about as good as we're gonna get since they're so like adamant we're not gonna see Superman in costume. Watch those with Superman in costume. I think they did a great job with Lex Luthor. They did a great job with Lionel Luthor, and I was fine. Green Arrow was great, and Lois was awesome. Pete the Boss Ross was out a little bit too soon, but I mean, I thought the show was fine for what it was, better than what I thought based on the original premise, much in the same way that I came to really appreciate and enjoy Gotham after Fish Mooney was gone. Um,
And which accent of Fish Mooney going in?
oh,
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan and Annette O'Toole and uh, Jonathan Kent were so good. It was, oh, okay. Yes, I get this is not Superman. They're telling you, oh, this is a young Clark Kent, not a young Superman, young Clark Kent. And yes, you are getting every CW trope in here. This is what we know how to do. We tell you, hey, there's going to be a love triangle. Almost every season there is a love triangle, but we'll have some really cool points, and some good bad guys will come in there. And I still think that is the best live action Doomsday we've seen so far. And I have no problem saying it on that.
so let's see here. All right, and so Hal takes the costume, puts it on. There you go, and then he rolls through, travels somewhere, and I'm not quite sure if this is Oa because it was a little too non-green for my liking. Um, Goes through to the science cells. Yo, Sinestro, what up, homie? And he wants to know about the Manhunters. And Sinestro, I mean, he's in a prison gear, so he's not rocking a blue or yellow outfit. And he's like, well, if the Manhunters are involved, they're the second biggest threat you've got to worry about. Now tell me about John Stewart. I'm like, how did you know about John Stewart? But made me want to tune in. And I'm very curious about what's going to happen next. It seems like, bro, for you and Vin Doom, the clock is ticking on lanterns.
Tick, tick, tick. I mean, this is the, doomsday clock for them. But I almost was thinking that it looked like the science cells were in the North Pole. Like, does Superman have to move his Fortress of Solitude over so we can have real estate for your prison here, Hal? I mean, it doesn't look like you're doing that much work.
No, he flew to a whole different planet.
Oh, okay. I thought he just went to the other side of the planet. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it is, and I've got mine charging right now because it doesn't want to hold a charge. But of course, I'm not making constructs of dollar bills either, which are quite gross.
Yeah, hand the ring off. Go back to Oa. Hey, I need a new ring. Get a new lantern because I'm obviously bored with this. And yet, I mean, I don't understand why this dude is fighting so much not to get replaced. I mean, and that was kind of their after episodes. Like, this is a guy who doesn't know who he is after he's a lantern. And it's, really? He doesn't seem like he knows what he is a lantern. Just go back to your house and chill out and start a podcast about, hey, you know what? I remember that time when I was a lantern. I was hanging out with President Bush. We did some things, man. It was good times. Like, I mean,
I feel like this show is just not for you, huh?
It's got a lot of work to do. I mean, again, it's Green Lantern on the cheap. I mean, I feel like Smallville had a bigger budget than this show. And that was 20 years ago. Like, come on.
Looking out the front door. I don't know. I've been very intrigued with how the show is handling this. I really like Kyle Chandler. I really think Aaron Pierre. They're both doing a great job of making me care about the characters. And I don't hate Hal or John. I don't feel like, oh gosh, these guys are good, but they're writing them terrible outside of running down the freeway. And I'm intrigued with the mystery of it's not just aliens. There's a manhunter running on the loose. Sinestro is excuse me. Sinestro is here. And what's gonna happen? I don't know. Now, because we've gotten some major stuff teased already and shown, name dropped, I'm expecting the second half to use a little bit more of that budget, have a little bit more costume action, have some actual ring constructs, even if it's just a big boxing glove or big hands. Whoop, whoop. Like, we need to do the whole deal here. Let's see here. Seriously, Jace, I think you've got a bit of Mandela effect and nostalgia vision for Smallville. You might need to save him. Oh, that's going to the show. Bam.
Yeah.
Blu-ray. And you got heroes over there too.
Oh man, I mean, I didn't. I was gonna. I was. I'm actually rocking 20. I'm watching 24. I'm on season 8. But after that, it's. I think it is my time to run back Heroes. I still have
Yeah.
to figure out if I want that last season of Heroes, Heroes Reborn. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
And I never finished it, but I don't feel like it was some indication of the quality of it. I think it was more of it made me nostalgic for what Heroes could have been,
Mm.
and I wasn't as invested in the new characters. And for whatever reason, I think I'm trying to remember because of course all these streaming networks. I think it was on NBC and I was not recording it, and it was like, well, good luck trying to find it. But now
Uh,
that I have Peacock,
it's.
it's like, all right.
I think that one is very hard to find.
I think it's on Peacock now.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's they must have just released it, sadly. But it was not the best thing. It had it set up a nice little mystery, and I did not. I think it was. I didn't like what they did to Mohindo's character. I mean that was always something that pissed me off from I think was it season 3, but I mean I thought he was a really good connecting glue that they screwed up, but the Heroes made a lot of mistakes like that.
They did. Lawson says, I'm actually liking the writing on Lanterns. Plot isn't too exciting, especially without the powers, costumes, and aliens. But the writing and character stuff is keeping me watching. Cast is good,
Yeah.
especially the two main characters. Great actors. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, we have talked so long about lanterns, not green, just regular lanterns. Let's go into some other news on the DC front. Let's start there. You ready to talk Batman, the Brave and the Bold?
So what?
You know, the Batman movie is going to introduce DC Studios' version of Batman to the cinematic universe.
The one that's not going to happen because they're
What?
going to have the one they're going to have creative differences of, and they can't find the right writer. And what do you know? Somebody else is writing DC, all DC Studio. But you have news out apparently. Tell me more.
Well, apparently they're holding off on moving forward with this movie until after the big what's going to happen with this Paramount WBD merger. So until that's squared away, they're not really making that a priority, which is quite interesting.
That sounds like we screwed it up.
It sounds like they're just waiting until Matt Reeves can finish Batman 2. That's what it sounds more like to me, and they're using this as a very convenient excuse, but it is a pretty solid excuse.
Oh, I mean, it's a solid excuse that should not have happened. Again, why about we're trying to build this bigger universe. Oh, let's have some offshoot stuff. No, you don't have time and budget. I mean, as a head of his studio, I mean that's the thing you're supposed to be able to veto. It's saying, hey, we loved your project, but we are going in a different direction. Just like you did with the Snyderverse. You could have had, again, I think you said it before. You could have had a Snyderverse universe, and here's our James Gunn, here's our Snyderverse, and here's our Matt Reeves. But you didn't want to do that because that would be too confusing because DC loves making stuff streamlined. But for Batman that is out there, why? I mean, if the least Robert Pattinson's Batman is about their same age as the characters that are currently in the DC extended, the Gun universe. So why not just draw them in there? I do not understand why they did that. So trying to use this cop out, oh, we're going to wait until after they're done. But you had the script for Supergirl already written before you'd done Superman, and it turned out great. So why can't you just do that with this one? You're not feeling it,
huh? So yeah, so we got that, but there's some more news on the James Gunn front, and I know you will appreciate this. You will appreciate this news. So apparently, regardless of this merger, James Gunn and Peter Safran are expected to stay on because the Paramount Group doesn't want to shake a lot of stuff up and want to keep things consistent with the way it's gone. Now, this may not get resolved until June 1st. So we'll see. But at the very least, this means that we can keep getting quality DC stuff like the People versus Gorilla Grodd. And while we wait to hear news on Batman.
Hey Jeff, I'm excited a little bit about corporate speak. That's BS. That is the hey we are not downsizing any of our employees. We love the synergy that our employees will actually bring once they're actually a merged company. Approval, get out of here. Like nah, that's like come on.
Assuming the universe is not like DOA by the time this merger does take place, if it does, I think it does make sense to not turn the Apple Card over simply because, unlike Marvel Studios, where they've been rolling straight through with this thing since 2008, it's about 20 years now. DC is, if they got another regime, well, I mean, I guess you can count the Nolan Batman universe as his own separate entity. Mm-hmm. Then we had the Snyderverse, got the Gunn universe, Gunn Safran universe. I don't think audiences would be excited whatsoever about yet another, hey, we've learned all the lessons. This time we're starting our universe with a Detective Chimp movie. Like, I feel like that is a real issue, and they need to avoid that at all costs.
Well, that's a great thing. It's great, always great for
we're streamlining business.
Ah, yes. But you could make the same thing about Spider-Man. Did they need to go to Tom Holland? No, but it worked out because everybody thinks they're the smartest person in the room. And as soon as Ellison and his team said, "Yeah, well, we didn't see the numbers we expected from Man of Tomorrow, so we have a new visionary who's going to write a whole new DC universe that actually is going to have us competing with Marvel." Which, if I was to take over a movie studio, if Superman doesn't make $1 billion, I may have the same thought. Like, hey, wait a minute. What are they doing so much better? And you've had technically 3 movies and you have not cracked $1 billion. Like, you have not cracked. I mean, Spider-Man, his first movie cracked $1 billion. I mean, pretty close to $1 billion. And all the rest have been right there. So what are you doing? Are you not casting correctly? What are you doing? If we're trying to find all the synergies to actually making money, that would be an easy one to me. It's, hey, these are properties when done correct. Oh shoot.
What?
My computer said I needed an update, so I got to figure out. I'm like, where am I?
Don't do it right now.
Nah, I see. I mean, I joked with Jeff when I was over his house, and I'm like, man, you know how hard it would be? I would click the button not halfway through the show, it'd be all done. But I would think if you actually are spending billions of dollars to put a movie franchise, acquire a movie studio, I want to make a profit. I don't want to be perpetually in second place. I want to say, hey, I want Hollywood to pat us on the back when it's award season for making these great properties. And right now, DC has not done that. I mean, so I would think, hey, if Man of Tomorrow does not work and does not crack in the at least $900 million range, I think about getting rid of him.
You said $900 million range?
Yes. Superman, because think of Thor, the original Thor, that did not make, blockbuster money. But then after that, Thor was it was a bigger property. Hey, this increased and Ragnarok got to $1 billion. Love and Thunder is its own crap. But by the second or third iteration, I want our movies to be getting $1 billion.
Thor: The Dark World, which came out in 2013, made $206 million domestically. Worldwide, it was $645 million. So it did pretty well overseas. But that was in the first Thor. What did it do? it was 181, 440, 449. So right around the same.
Right.
But it had a nice upward trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Ragnarok, 315 domestic, finished its run with 855 million. That's I'm like, and
That's
people loved Ragnarok, and that was 2017 for
mhm.
context. Now it beat out was that Justice League? Yeah. I mean, but I think that was just
Yeah.
because of the poor buildup. Thor Love and Thunder, the movie you hate, rightfully so. 343 domestic, worldwide total 761 million. So, I mean, even though it wasn't good, it still did pretty well. But
It
let's
cracked a
look
billion.
at that. What'd you say?
I said it sounds like it cracked a billion.
It did not.
You said
What are you talking about?
700. I mean, worldwide, right?
That was the total,
Oh, okay.
not
Ooh,
yeah. Superman,
man.
domestically 354 million. Now I don't know if this was due to China not screening it like some of the other movies. Well, I mean, internationally, it only made 264 million for a worldwide total of 618 million or 619 million. So to go, it needs another 300 million. I don't know where that comes from. One, I mean, I think the movie's good domestically. 500, 600 million. I mean, that's a lot because they're still building this brand up and they're not getting a lot of help from other stuff like the MCU. They can just do movies, but these TV shows I think are a little bit distracting from what they could be doing. And because people have seen this is our third, fourth Superman, if you don't want to count, you know, Tyler Hoechlin, and Superman and Lois, if you want to act like Henry Cavill's Superman was so long ago, Brandon Ross Superman wasn't that long ago either. So it's this deal of, yeah, we've seen Superman and they liked it, but to go Superman, you teaming up with Lex Luthor to go against Brainiac, and you have Supergirl and Guy Gardner. Like this movie almost needs to have Wonder Woman in it if it's going to sniff 900 million. I think for them, for that one, 800 million would be a nice step in the direction because it's going to only be the second, successful movie in this thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
if, I mean, Hulk wasn't a gangbuster blazer on the box office, the Incredible Hulk, but it didn't derail what they had set up. They threw in Tony Stark just to remind you all this is connected and it matters. So when Iron Man 2 came out, I was like, cool, I'm ready. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Okay. All right, but look at the Far From Home. I'm sorry, No Way Home, then to Brand New Day. That's what I mean. If you're because again, you have to look at the.
That's not a fair comparison at all.
I don't. I am not looking
At
for
all.
fair comparison. I'm
That
looking for
is
dollars.
hold on.
I'm
That
looking
is
for dollars.
that's the third and fourth movie of a successful franchise.
Okay, but in terms of the years, it's hey, again, I'm buying a franchise. I expect my money to say, hey, I want this one movie to have at least an upward trajectory of 200 to $300 million so that next one clears a billion easy.
All right.
I
So
don't know the power.
if you bought the Cleveland Browns, would you go, hey, you guys need to make the Super Bowl next year? Or would you understand that your franchise is not where the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Niners are? Or would you just or the Eagles? Would you just be like, nah, I made an
Okay.
investment. You all need to get the Super Bowl for me.
Okay.
Because that's the difference.
All right.
DC
So what,
Studios is operating in a lower tier NFL franchise. They're not competing. They're not winning the division. They're not sniffing the playoffs right now.
okay.
They need to make the playoffs, maybe make it to the championship game. But they're not going to go hit a billion off of their third or fourth movie.
I would say they're more of the I'm buying the Houston Texans. All right. I know and that's because DC, hey, I have a good defense. All right, this is what I'm buying into. Superman is
Not yet.
my good defense.
What's up, cuz?
Now, I know, all right, what are the other pieces I need to put in around this? If you say, hey, you're giving me
Batman, Wonder Woman, Justice League.
Hey, guess what? You're not giving me those things. And then you're going to ask for a renewal on your contract. Why is this? You came up with this lame sass slate of movies, and it does not
Matt
have.
Reeves might have already had something locked in place where James Gunn couldn't supersede him and go, I'm going to do my Batman movie. I don't care how long Matt Reeves is taking. So in the public, he's got to go, Matt Reeves is working on a great script. It's coming.
Yeah,
And maybe he's kicking stuff at home going, this dude is taking forever. I need him to hurry up so I can get my Batman in my movie universe.
Again, you canceled The Rock and Henry Cavill.
The Rock gets canceled for absolutely nobody.
For Matt Reeves, because like everybody. I mean, that was the week before. Even though Black Adam wasn't great, that would have been, if you would let that marinate for weeks. Black Adam would actually been good. That would actually had a better box office return. But within a week of that actual post trail, you guys come in saying, guess what? It all doesn't matter. Suck it, losers. Like, you can't tell me you can't do the exact same thing to Matt Reeves' Batman, emo Batman. They're like, oh, Alfred, you got it.
Michael Solis is right. The Rock said, I'm taking over this thing. No one at Warner Brothers is like, yeah, man, we can't upset The Rock. They're like, yo, James, kill this thing. We're giving you permission to be the bad guy. Take this thing out. And so everything got nuked because The Rock was like, I'm The Rock. See the goosebumps. And he was like, yeah, I'm taking over this thing. Black Adam's going to be the new face of DC. And they're like, nah, dude, you're way off. Here, you're in charge of this. Do what you need to. And, James Gunn repeatedly said, I feel bad for Henry Cavill. He didn't mention The Rock. He said, I feel bad for Henry Cavill.
The Rock was trying, hey, again, even if you didn't like Bat Levi's take on Shazam, it was still, hey, that is your bad guy. You are not Superman's dude. Look, you were not there. I don't care what you, as much as, Jesse Eisenberg sucked as our Lex Luthor. Yeah, we can make that correction. They probably had a spitball conversation, and then as soon as Rod Lee's like, yeah, we gotta cancel that movie. Like, yeah, we do. we gotta do.
What is happening?
But
okay,
obviously it took a second. But I think it's at the end of the day, they need to figure out, hey, we have to make a progressive amount of money. This is, I know we're not. I think we make this discussion always. The Snyderverse jumped too far to get to a Justice League, and I mean, I think most, there's a lot of discussion on, but in terms of money, I do think, hey, we need to go from Superman was cool, or Man of Steel was cool, to getting us to where, hey, we're trying to get to the $800 million films, pretty easy, and Man of Steel, Man of Tomorrow needs to get to that. Hey, we're getting to that 800. That progressive money will get there, and we'll be able to introduce characters that everybody knows we need to have: our Batman and Superman, our Wonder Woman, and hopefully, Aria is not Maxima. She is Wonder Woman that we're trying to keep under wraps. But hey, it comes out, hey, yeah, she was Wonder Woman. Duh. We'll see what happens.
All I'm saying is, I think there's more than we know, and they can only do but so much. I do think that James Gunn needs to ease off on the quirky, wacky characters, and instead of focusing on Jimmy Olsen, let's have Gorilla Grodd fight the Flash. Just a wild, wacky thought. They hired The Rock. They hired The Rock, and then are surprised he does The Rock things. Yeah, because I think in a lot of times Rock likes to boost himself up a bit, and he can do it after the fact. Yes, I am Viagra for these franchises because once I'm there, it boosts it up. This was one of the first ones where he steps in before he saved the day, and he's like, I'm the big dog here. And it's like, whoa. Settle it down there, Rock. But yeah, that's what happened on that deal.
Yeah.
It's just a huge mess. And yeah, it changed the face of DC forever. Or at least for this week.
The truth is, he actually recognized what a lot of people wanted. We wanted Henry Cavill back as Superman. It wasn't like he was out there jumping out there. It was, hey, why don't we see Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill came back after Justice League. Why are we acting like Superman's not a thing. I mean, so putting him in there makes sense and should have done the things. But, you do pat yourself a little too hard on the back. Bad things can happen. I mean, especially at our old age. We'll pop out a shoulder.
So yeah. Now we've been talking a lot about the DC universe, but I think it's time to shed a little bit of love or hate on Marvel Studios. And for all the stuff going on about, hey, they're not doing much with the effects and costumes, Vision Quest might be the one thing comic book related this year that I am the absolute least excited about. Now, watch it be great, but I am not feeling that at all. James says something just occurred to me. What if DC does television better than Marvel? That could be an interesting dynamic. It could, but it's not going to help Warner Brothers' bottom line on that.
Because I don't think even if DC does great television, it's going to lead to them getting Emmys. It's to be successful in TV. I don't know what the metric of TV success is anymore, because sometimes it's streaming revenue. Is it eyeballs? How does that quantify success other than Emmys? And comic books still aren't taken seriously. So but maybe they can come up with some great wins with By the End. Lanterns is a great hit, runaway hit on the level of pick that it's the only show that critics actually watched this summer.
We'll see. I mean, Waterman shouldn't. All right, so that's that. Avengers Endgame Encore is going to be in theaters just less than a month away now. Have you got your ticket?
No, I'm still waiting after I go see Odyssey.
So it made a little bit of history, which is kind of really CBS best show at 7:35 on between ages 35 and 42. It set a century record so far. First day sales 4 million, which is like, so what? I think Avatar, or I think it's Avatar. That's 3.7 for one of their re-releases this century, which of course is not 100 years by any stretch of imagination right now. Right now, the overall leader for best first day for a re-release, what would you like to put your money on for that one being? Maybe not, I'm sorry, not.
I'm always going to
opening weekend for a re-release film.
Titanic has to be, because Titanic's released every 2-3 years. Titanic just goes back in theaters.
No, just that one time, not the 15th. Hey.
Oh, okay. I go with.
She's going dirty.
I didn't Phantom Menace do okay?
Re-release.
Yeah, I thought they re-released it a couple years ago.
Right universe, wrong film. Star Wars with 138 million in 1997.
Okay.
So we'll see what Avengers Endgame Encore does.
Well, okay. Now, because of the hype about Endgame, I don't think that's a crazy number, especially with what Spider-Man Brand New Day did. I mean, that says, hey, Marvel, as much as everybody wants to talk superhero fatigue, we want the stuff we want. And that would be 100% giving people the juice that they've forgotten. And let's be honest, folks. Watching, all the Avengers assemble, Cap Avengers assemble is really one of the coolest things to see in a theater. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, I'll catch Encore when they re-release it home video. I'm thinking a lot of people, Marvel fans, are going to see that in theater. So I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility to hit 100 plus, 125. I mean, you said 120?
138 million.
I don't think 145 is out crazy.
We'll see. I don't think there's much else going on in theaters at that point. So more of the James Bond speculation. We still don't have a James Bond cast yet, even though James was dead and killed because of a so stupid decision, even though they had it right there. Um, so there's all kinds of rumors, but right now in the running, Jack Barton, who was in Poor Things and SAS Rogue Heroes. I've seen neither. Can't speak to his quality. Jack Loudon, Dunkirk, and Slow Horses. Paul Mescal, Normal People, Gladiator 2. Harris Dickinson, The Iron Claw, Triangle of Sadness, and Jacob Elordi from Euphoria, Frankenstein, and The Kissing Booth. I think he's in that series of Netflix rom com. The age is all over the place. Mm-hmm. Loudon and Turner, 36. Jacob Elordi's 29. Barton, 31. Mescal and Dickinson, 30 years old. So they could stick around for a while. Do you have any thoughts? Or are you like, who would you like to see? And Jack O'Connell's also in the mix. He was in Sinners.
To be honest, I think you have to get somebody who is kind of that has some buzz to it. And thankfully it can't be Timothy Chalamet, but you need someone who's kind of got a decent following, has some good, acting chops, and people see as not as a mystery as a superhero, but also kind of an action hero, but somebody can see taken seriously.
I think, to your point, they should go with somebody who's not wildly known by everyone, because you've got the idea of who this person is. The only one that I thought fit in that role, because he played that role before, was Pierce Brosnan. But I think it works better for them if they don't have somebody that we're associating with another character, another role that we've seen him in a TV series for years and years. I think if it's a new-ish actor, then they can be like, this is James Bond. And everything else he does, like Daniel Craig after, Casino Royale, was, oh, that's James Bond. Yeah. And I think for them, that way they can have a Bond for 5 or 6 movies, depending on how slow they roll them out. But I think that's a better way for them to go. I have no thoughts in terms of, they should cast this actor. I think maybe Jacob Elordi is not the best choice simply because he's got that Euphoria, I don't want to say taint to him, but it's just like, I think he's a little bit too much of a pretty boy to be James Bond, who needs a bit of a rugged edge, but maybe for some audience members, they want to see a pretty boy Bond.
I mean, okay, looking at the guy, we're going to go with the clean shaven, but the fact that dude is 6'5" probably isn't going to, that seems really tall.
Maybe they can cast him to be Duke.
No. Duke has to be small. That's a pretty big dude, probably could be very imposing.
Which dude are you looking at?
Jacob Elordi? Speaking, James Bond has to be suave, but he can't stand out because he's a spy. You see a 6'5" spy, everybody's paying attention to him. And that's
have a linebacker.
That would probably, to me, knock him out of the running.
All right. Who else do you want to look at then? Want to look at Callum Turner?
That's a cool name.
Moonlight. Dua Lipa's husband.
Oh, yeah. No, he's Dua Lipa's husband. That takes him out 100%. Now, I can't know this dude's personal life. That is one thing, is he has to have the, British kind of look, but not gonna lie, we're gonna have to get to do the hair transplant in 2 or 3 years.
That's mean. Sean Connery didn't bother him. Henry Cavill's my first choice for Bond. But see, he looks like a superhero though.
Yeah, because what was it? The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was one of those again. And you guys can't get this guy back to Superman? Like, what are you doing? That was just so like,
what are you doing?
I think you need, somebody, not as imposing, but can come off as cool, smooth. I wonder what kind of James Bond they're going to do, because I think it's not Pierce Brosnan. What's the man's name? What was the last Bond?
Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig. He was saying Austin Powers killed our ability to do old school James Bond. We couldn't do quips. He had to be kind of this really way too serious Bond. I wonder if they take it kind of back towards, hey, we can have this guy do a couple quips, but he can't be Austin Powers. We're not
I don't
having.
know. I always thought that was silly. Like, we can't distinguish between Austin Powers and James Bond. One is a spoofy comedy. One guy is being a dick, basically, from how he's saying stuff. I'm like, I feel like he can say that kind of stuff. And here's Paul Mescal, and I think he could do the role just fine.
I mean, that doesn't look. That looks appropriate to me. I mean,
He passed the eye test for
he
you.
passed again. He passed it again. I don't know who to do this, so that works for me. That's what makes it work. I don't know who he is.
Now here's Jack Loudon. Let's see a reasonable picture for him. Now he's a little blonder than I would prefer for my Bond.
Well, yeah, you just had Daniel Craig who's one.
Well, exactly. I don't need another blonde Bond. There's Loudon, and I'm trying to find these guys in their tuxes so you can get more of the full Bond experience. He looks like he'd be Felix.
He looks like Q to me. I don't know why. It's just it's not there.
Look at you being a casting director. It's not there.
I mean, one of these things when we saw Pierce Brosnan, it's like, yeah, it's James Bond. I mean, Timothy Dalton, yeah, that's Bond. I mean, if it wasn't the fact that they wanted Pierce Brosnan, Timothy Dalton could. I mean, other than his no, absolutely not.
That's Harris Dickinson.
This dude looks like he's close, but nothing. I mean, he's probably a bad picture, but he looks. Oh, where am I supposed to be? Like, he doesn't give off suave. Because for anything, James Bond needs to look like he can go into the bar, not have a good conversation, and take the hottest girl, and then go save the world. It's kind of weird. That is what we're used to on our James Bond. If you don't get that vibe off, I'm gonna be a no dog.
Here's Jack Barton, another one. I'm like, I feel like Paul Mescal is probably these choices so far the best option.
I mean, the guy you just showed, he looked like Daniel Craig in a hunting magazine.
He looks like he could be James Bond Jr.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy. Hey, James is my best friend. Yeah, we've done a thing. Like, yeah. I mean, that's probably because of how we're making these. I'm making these snap judgments, ain't you? It's probably why it's taking casting directors so long to figure out how do we make who's our next Bond.
Oh, come on. James Bond can't be that hard. He's got to be like a dude who looks like he can take a punch. He doesn't need to look like he's a teacher. He needs to have a little bit of a physique to him, a little swag, a little sex appeal, and can look cool shooting guns. I feel like that's as generic as making a Blade movie. Oh, I understand why it takes so long now.
All right, so give me an age bracket of James Bond, because I think probably because he needs to have a little bit of worldly to him, I'd say 31, 32.
Yeah, like early 30s. And that's if I'm cranking these movies out quickly, because you don't want to have a never say never James Bond roll like that.
Or die another day.
All right, let me see here. Let me do this one for Jamlin here. If I could type. Let's go with, let's see, the best image. And I have to make sure it's not some composite AI one. All right, here we go.
All right.
We're all chilling, looking like buddies. Ugh, worse. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Jamlin, every James Bond actor, put up one of those composite images with all who fits next to these guys.
Okay.
That. So these, who looks like James Bond to you? I've already got my biased take. I'll give you my top 3. Who is James Bond to you?
All right. Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery. I'm gonna say George Lazenby.
Um, of course, Brosnan for me.
Like
Um,
that's like Cosme is like I'm that
well, you
dude.
know
Like
what it is that Brosnan has the steeliest eyes where he looks like he could switch it on and be charming, but like a absolutely devious and not devious, but like a you do not want to mess with me when I've got my gun aimed at you. And I think all of them, all the rest of them have that kind of. And Timothy Dalton probably is the next one, just
yeah,
based on the look of James Bond. Um, and I'm taking my bias because I can't not see Sean Connery's hairpiece now. Lazenby was really good. I wish he had done like just two more because I feel like if he had done two more, I'm like, he's the best Bond. Because man, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is a great movie. He's so good in it. And it's just like, man, I really wish he could have just knocked out another one or two.
yeah.
And exactly the image I was looking at. It's early. So, and when with your very specific search, it was like, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now he's one I could see as Bond. And we
Craven.
well, here's one, and they just threw this up right up there next to me, just to make it simple and easy. But I didn't realize how much I have a blonde hatred for Bond. But there's Aaron Taylor Johnson. I could see him being James Bond. We have to change his hair up a little bit, but he could be Bond.
Yeah, that's like somebody I say. If you're asking me, yes, that's the one. Yeah, out of everybody I've seen, that's the dude. It looks he can be suave, intimidating, But hey, if he's throwing hands, yeah, I bet this dude's going to knock you out. Like the rest of them dudes, come on, son.
Come on, son.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, because Timothy Pierce Brosnan did not look like he went to the gym all the time. But hey, with our fake punches, it looked like it was effective. Those little guys, it's like, come on, you've never thrown a punch in the wall. You can't even mean it. If you hit a wall, you'd be like, oh, like no. I mean, like trying to close a door would hurt you. Like no, absolutely not.
Wow, man, you're just those aren't just snap judgments; those are bomb judgments.
Again,
all right. Well,
if you bump their shoulders, who do you think is flinching? You or them? Come on.
I've been working out. I don't know. It's yeah. I think of all of them, Henry G, you were dead on with that one. Aaron Taylor Johnson should be the one. And he was not mentioned in all the rumored lists, which is wild.
Well,
now, while the search for Bond is proving a bit fruitless, we do have a Alex Murphy for the next RoboCop series. I know you're excited about it. You're hyped. And it is Dan Stevens. He's going to be playing Murph. And yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter what he looks like because he's got to get shot up. Oh! Oh! So I think he'll be fine in that role. The more important aspect of this is what the RoboCop outfit looks like, because that last one was awful. Absolutely awful.
I mean, now what do you? Because I think you have to come up with a more modern take on the original. The original RoboCop.
It was ahead of its time, so
it's dated. It does not look like it's a futuristic tech now. It looks something from the 80s. The newer one was trying to modernize it. I don't think it worked, but you kind of have to figure out kind of a nice blend or a nice evolution, as they say.
That was the updated RoboCop suit. He looks like a member of the X-Men. Trying to wear silver spandex.
Oh my gosh, so horrible.
That was terrible. And so was the movie. It was like, who thought any part of this was a good idea?
Okay. That's one of those properties I think could work. But unfortunately, there is the campiness of the bad guys that really is hard to replicate. It's, man, Clarence's boys were cool. Like, I don't know about me. Like, yo, Clarence's bad guys kind of take this movie. And how do we get around it? But try and get into a serious RoboCop. Huge. I mean, now I don't even know what century. I mean, because that was what 2049 Detroit or something, and now we got to go a whole lot in the future.
And I don't feel like they have to do. I mean, that was the cutting edge part of that movie was it was basically timeless. All you have to do is change the ads up slightly because so much of this is basically, I mean, I feel like this is the easiest reboot to do because RoboCop was like, yeah, we're gonna sell stuff. All your stuff is gonna get sold to the government, and we're selling to the highest bidder. I think we can still work that in today. And Jamelin sent this along here. Another image of Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's Bond. I mean, come on. It's
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, because now who's the there was a
Did
guy.
you really? Okay. That's
There
somebody.
was there was one of the guys in
It's not
the
that.
gentleman, not the gentleman. What was the
Talking about Bullet Train?
no, not gentleman. It was the one with the suits. Oh, gosh, I'm trying to think.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll remember it after the show.
No, I can.
It is a great scene.
Taryn Green. What was his name? Who was the actor in Carry On?
The Kingsman?
Kingsman. Yeah, the one of the bad guys in Kingsman in the first one. He actually looks like he could be. Yeah, thanks. Like I don't know, Kingsman.
All right, we've gone past Bond now. All right, let's see. Is that everything? I think that might actually be. It's 9:47, so our time is winding down. Let's see. Is there anything else? Oh, I'm sure you're excited about this. I do not care. Ridley Scott said he's working on another Alien prequel starring Michael Fassbender's David.
Yes, I will watch. It is. I was about to hit it with yes, I will watch because again, I've rewatched Covenant, and I think I want to see more of what they do with that corner of the alien universe. Especially they're going to a whole new world, and what does David's version of the xenomorph do? I'm intrigued to see what is going to happen. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to make. I'm hoping they put the movie in the movie and not have to dig out all the fan lore of what the movie actually was. So, but yeah. I'm gonna watch it.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I did not get to watch Batman Nightfall before our show. It's on digital now, so I fully anticipate and will be watching before next week. So Dwayne watched it, said it was good.
I talked to our Batman aficionado, and he said it was good.
Like not tonight. I want to. I might have another game for us, and it might take the place of a movie night. So I need to get my schedule together for it. But I think if I do it right, it's something that we can all play, and not just 10. But we'll see. Okay. I hope to have some news on that next week. Exactly. Just call it a day.
Who's I'm trying to think of who.
All right. So it's 9:49. Dear brother, it is that time of the week. Who are your nominees for Dummy of the Week?
Since I'm going to let you have your Dummy of the Week, I'm going to say my Dummy of the Week is the NFL for finally deciding the Pro Bowl is a stupid idea, that all these rich guys really don't need to vacation to wherever we're having the Super Bowl. And it finally axed the game, saving them some money and saving them some fake injury that is going to give them another reason why they need to cancel the Pro Bowl. So for finally killing off the Pro Bowl and not having your Joe Flacco be the 20th alternate quarterback starting for the AFC or NFC, depending on which team he ended up on that year, is my Dummy of the Week. Now, Jeff, take it away.
I'm not going to do what you think. I'm not going to talk about Jed York and his spinning spree of fun. TMZ being the trash receptacles of news that they are, posted the body cam footage. I feel like there's got to be some legal issues with posting the police body cam and then footage courtesy of TMZ. It's not courtesy of TMZ. It's courtesy of the police department that was like, we certainly will take this TMZ money and let you all do your thing. And like, I feel like there's a real scumminess to most things with TMZ. I
Yeah.
hate how they get all the news, and it just feels like, ugh, so just nasty. Jed's going through a divorce. He's having a rough time of life. Money, as Ralph Tresvant once said, can't buy you love, can't buy you happiness. It can buy you diamond rings, but it can't buy you love. So give my boy Jed a break because there's so many other people to bash and make fun of. CBS for running this train wreck of a season of Big Brother, which I have stopped watching.
Wait, what happened? Because you said something last week that I'm like, man, this is very different from the show they're showing on TV.
It's always very different. Like the edits, like the editing crew is working so hard to make certain people heroes and virtuous knights in shining armor when they suck in the live feeds. I always feel like that's Big Brother's problem. It's like people can actually see what's going on. Like in most reality shows, this is the story we're pushing. And Big Brother, I'm literally watching what these people are saying. Yeah. How do you take I think the one snippet they said is something sensible that we should then make this move. And it's like, come on, it's so bogus. I can't stand how this season's gone. I mean, this is a show that only comes on once a year, like most shows. But it's like, gosh, if they screw it up at the start, it's a waste of time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to spend wasting watching this foolishness.
Well, I mean, again, this if you paste and cut every season's characters and recycle, updated year and model, you're probably going to get the same problems.
Now, I think the problem is they're going to the 2012 model, which is terrible. But yeah, it's just been terrible. But also, because there's more. The writers for Beyond the Gates, I need y'all to understand the premise of your show.
I'm sorry. Are you talking bad about Beyond the Gates?
I am actually talking bad about it because there is something unique about this show. But if you make it like every other show, I don't have the need to watch your show, especially if you can't do soap opera, hijinks, foolishness, and otherwise messiness with any degree of competency. So, yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. All right, well, did you send me?
Yeah, I was actually rambling this night.
Boo this man. All right, so, dear brother, thank you as always. Pack Rat, King Collector, Mark A, hello. Rick Cage, Michael Solis, Jamlin Parks, Joe Kelly IV, because Henry G, King Collector, I think I already did mention. Mark A, RJCKMG, Van Doom. Oh, forgot to mention that. Yeah, he needs to bulk up because he's gotten a little lean. Van Doom. Let's see. Who else? Lost and Wilds, of course. Blake Tarpley. I'm sorry we couldn't find Chief up here for us this week. Maybe next week he will return. And let's see. Did I forget anybody else? Let's see. Snake Eyes, of course.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Green Lantern.
I did. Yep. Okay. All right. I think I have it everybody covered and all that good stuff. Covered and complete. The Beatles and Blackstreet and Ralph and Janet and Luther, J-Lo. All tell us that, Jeff. Only Ralph revives the need for sensitivity. Yeah. But you need it. Otherwise it gets rated R. All right. Well, gang, I'll be back on tomorrow for another edition of Loud's Figure Files. But thank you so much for rolling with us tonight. For now, this episode of Loud's Movie Files has been filed.